Tibbs hasn't slept one wink. You're going to see him on the sideline with these huge bags under his eyes because he is concocting a way to ruin Trae Young's life. Hawks Knicks might have been my favorite watch.
Oh, dude!
I mean, outside of the Grizzlies, Jazz.
Just purely hearing Madison Square Garden that loud, it made me wish so much that I was in that arena just to feel that. And then the way it ends with shh.
What's crazy is in the first half when the Knicks start to go on that run and quickly gets the ball, pulls up from about 7 feet behind the 3-point line in transition and buries it. The roof comes off. Spike Lee stomping up and down the sideline.
So funny.
And I tweeted out that was, at that moment, that was the absolute best place to be on planet Earth when that happened. And I immediately got a text from our buddy Tim Bontemps. He said, I am here. And it is like, this is unbelievable. You have no idea. Because it's just been so long. They've been so down. And then they got 15,000 people in there. And I mean, it was raucous. You can't blame the fans for that one. They got like just an all-time rotten egg performance from the guy that has carried them all year and is going to probably be on an all-NBA team. And was it the way they defended him? Was it first postseason game ever? Was it the moment? Who knows? But Randall was so bad in that game. And Burks damn near got him home. What do you have, like 16 in the fourth? I think he had 16 points in the fourth quarter. Rose had some big moments. But they just, like, it comes down to the end, and I hated the foul, the bump foul that Trae got the time before, but that didn't end up mattering. It's game on the line. Can you deliver? And not only did he deliver, he ran over to the sideline and said, it's really effing quiet in here, and put his finger up. And that was the moment where I was like, you know, even if this guy irritates me, I have so much love for the villain that embraces the villain. I grew up loving wrestling, and I loved the bad guys. I loved them. I loved the guys that came out to the crowd and told them that they were, useless, that they were jealous of their muscles, whatever it may be. I've got all this money and you have nothing. Like, and just like they loved the fact, they reveled in the fact that you hated them and you were booing them incessantly. And I loved that. I thought that was the funniest thing. And so for Trae Young, in a league where nobody, and we've had all manner of opportunity, whether it was LeBron, whether it was Harden, I even told you this with Harden. If you'll embrace I'm the bad guy, I know you hate me, but it doesn't matter. I'll be all in, and I'll be damned. When Trae did it, I was like, man, you have irritated me a lot, but this shit is so funny to me. And Vince Goodwill wrote an article about this yesterday, and he said, it's really been since Reggie Miller, since we've had a guy that knows you hate him and embraces that. Like, he loves that. I feel like Booker could do it, too. I feel like Booker could be that guy. But just, whether it was, I remember the LeBron in Miami, and I'm like, man, just go with it. Everybody is mad at you. Everybody hates you. Just stoke the flames. Same with Harden. Everybody's mad. Everybody's booing you all the time. Everybody's mad. Stoke the flames. Like, that kid stoked the flames when he hit that game winner.
No doubt. And clearly, Tom Thibodeau was a fan of it too, by taking a cold player off the bench and putting him in the game and saying, hey, we need you to stop Trae Young.
I wasn't even going to bring it up. I wasn't going to bring it up.
But in all seriousness, it's like my guy, Frank Ntilikina, got exposed on that last possession by Trae Young. And I blame THIBS. What are you thinking? This guy's been sitting on the bench for 2+ hours, and you expect him to come in the game and stop Trae Young. It doesn't make any sense.
He's got fresh legs.
Chris, if a coach brings a player off the bench with 2 seconds left in the game to hit a 3-pointer after he didn't play a minute, he hasn't shot a ball, he hasn't done anything since warm-ups before the game, maybe he would put one up at half. Maybe that's what he did. But if he didn't play in the game, don't take a cold player off the bench and have him take a shot. Also, don't have him try to stop Trae Young. What is THIBS thinking doing that?
Hey,
and it wasn't the only bonehead decision either.
Taking a shot is not the same as defending. Come on.
I mean,
come on.
Still, a cold player off the bench.
I mean, he's a defensive specialist.
Put it this way.
What he's there for.
Having Alec Burks inbound the ball on the last possession, he's the reason you're even in the game. Come on, THIBS. You got a great coaching season. I don't know what happened in that game with those couple of decisions towards the end there. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It really doesn't.
Not to mention, you did have some pretty bad possessions down the stretch. The Randall 3 that he just pulled up where he slapped the backboard with it too. I was like, what are you doing? Bro, you were like 5 for 100. Why? Why is this in crunch time the game? And Trae, that felt like a player that knew what spot he wanted to get to on the court. He got to his spot on the court and he delivered.
But by the way, one other quick thought on villains. I think that's also partially the media's responsibility too, in the leagues, the NBA's responsibility too, not just with players, but with teams too. Like the Brooklyn Nets, people hate the Nets. And like, it's not just on Harden to embrace that. It's not just on KD or Kyrie to embrace that. It's on the media. It's on the league to build them up as this evil empire of stars joining
you need
forces.
The player, you know,
I know you don't
need
think
the players to. You
think the players have to embrace it?
Yes.
Yeah, but like in the NFL, when there's rivalries, it's not like just players are making it happen. It's partially the way it's built up, the way the story is told. It.
I mean, look, there's years and years and years of rivalries in that. But when I think about the people I truly hate, it is because of something they did. It is. It's because of something they did. And
because they embrace it? Or is it sometimes like they don't embrace it?
But look, the first athlete? I mean, when I was a little kid, so I was a huge Cowboys fan. And 94? 94, they played the 49ers. And Merton Hanks had these picks. And he did what's called the chicken dance. After he got, I hate. If I saw Merton Hanks right now, I'd tell him I hate him. Like, I mean, that was like me as a kid. I hated him. And he, of course, the 49ers won. And it was like, because the Cowboys won in 92, 93, 95. It was that year in between. And he did the chicken dance after he picked them off and they beat the crap out of the Cowboys. And I mean, not only was he was he making these plays against my favorite team, he was showboating. And I hated the chicken dance, and I hated Merton Hanks. Look, I'm a lot older now, and I still remember him and his name and how much I hated his guts because he was a perfect villain for me as an opposing fan. Oh, can you imagine the first time Trae Young dribbles the ball up the court at Madison Square Garden tomorrow night? Oh my, it's going to be full throat. I love that. And I love that he created that. I want guys to embrace that. Mm-hmm. He knows everybody can't stand him.
Oh yeah, of course.
And the other thing is this. He's looking at that going, you can put me on any All-NBA teams. Nobody respects what I've done. Look at my numbers these last couple of years. Like, he really has, he's rightfully resentful towards the way people talk about and treat him, right? Because he is an outstanding talent. There's no way around it. But people can't stand him. They poke holes into all of his accomplishments. They talk about his defense. They don't vote him. His team's freaking, a top 5 seed, and they've been, bad. And it's like nobody, I think, put him on an all NBA team. Nobody was out there arguing for him. Everybody, he doesn't have the same kind of, he's not beloved like so many of the stars in the league. And so if you realize that and you can just decide, all right, fine, I'm going to be the villain. I'm going to be the guy that you hate. I know you hate me anyway, but now he's going to make me love him. I can't take it. I don't know what to do with this guy.
There's a difference between just hating a guy and loving to hate a guy.
Yeah.
And Trae Young is almost putting himself into the love to hate him category. Unless you're a Knicks fan, then it's just pure hate.
Yes. I can't. I mean, it really is like Reggie Miller-esque.
Yeah, it could become that. But we'll see what happens. We need him to interact with Spike Lee at some point. That's what we need.
When that dude put his finger up and said, "It's really effing quiet in here," I was like, "Oh my God."
That was incredible.
Oh my God.
Incredible.
I'm like, this is the wrong arena, because that's going to go around. I can't tell you how excited I am for tomorrow night when that game comes on and to see him get that ball. And THIBS, THIBS hasn't slept one wink. You're going to see him on the sideline with these huge bags under his eyes because he is concocting a way to ruin Trae Young's life.
He's just been up all night. Why did I have Alec Burks inbound the ball? Why did I take freaking off the bench after he had played all game and try to have him stop Trae Young? Why?